Extra bass. Yeah, okay. Electra, extra bass headphones. $4 at your local dollarrama. Pretty good deal? Let's talk about it. First of all, you guys will remember I've done reviews on these before. And this is actually my second set. I kind of broke my first set myself. Yeah, that was dumb. But ever since then, I've been learning to behave myself. And this set is still going really strong and nothing wrong with them. They're just fantastic for what I use them for, which is mainly playing video games in private so I don't tick anybody off. And besides, I want to hear the guy creeping up on me in the grass and the sand, and I want to hear that sound. And it's kind of hard to sometimes hear that with other noises going on, even when you're using really good quality speakers. So headphones actually work for that. And these are just fine, and they got a really long cord on them. Now, that's the set I've reviewed before. This is the new ones. And this is what they look like. They have this like 90-degree turning thing. Cool blue or purple, whatever you want to call it. I call it more of a blue, but anyways. And of course, you've got the cable, which is actually much shorter. So this is a little annoying because even when I plug those in, I plug them into my Mackie CR3s to bypass those. And yeah, I'm moving this and my mouse is... So unless I sit up really close, I don't have enough cable, so I'll need an extension for these. But if you're using these only for, plugging them into your iPhone, your iPod, or tablet, listening to stuff, you got lots. If you're a gamer on a laptop, you've got lots. If you're a gamer on a tower like me, you ain't got enough. You're going to need an extension. I do have a couple of 25-foot extensions around here. A little overkill, but, that's what I bought for purposes before. However, you can get probably about a 2 or 3 foot extension cable easy enough on Amazon, maybe even Best Buy. I don't know. It depends on who carries what and where. But do these deliver extra bass? Well, they appear to. The earpieces are a little bit smaller in here when you compare them to these things, which are, of course, much bigger. And these I find are a lot more comfortable on the head, especially with that padded part. These are really nice, and they fit your ears. Your ears actually fit inside. However, these are not as bassy, okay? These definitely do deliver a lot more bass, which is nice. Now, it is kind of neat that you've got the wire coming out of each one. That's your typical left and right thing. And it doesn't matter which way you put the headphones on, left or right. It makes no difference. But the headband isn't as comfy because no padding, right? Now, they do extend out quite a bit larger, so if you have a larger head, they'll really come out, right? But then for me, they get too loose. So I tend to only need about 1/4 of an inch of separation, and they stay there pretty good. And away I go. And it cancels out a lot of sound that the other ones don't. So that's an improvement. The bass is definitely an improvement. The sound frequency range is exactly the same frequency range, which is not a big issue. And if you're curious about what that is, I believe they did list it here. 2020 hertz, 32 ohms. The cable cord is 3 foot 9 inches. Yeah, that sounds about right. Not long enough for me. And the speaker size is a 40 millimeter. So the speakers are about the same diameter as the other ones. Yeah, I'm probably talking a little louder because I have those on my head. Sorry, guys. But anyways, these come in like blue or black, or they've got red, and I think they've got like a chrome or a whitish colored one. But they say they're good for MP3 players, Mac and PC compatible. Duh. Jack's a jack when you plug them in. Doesn't matter. CD Walkmans, you can plug them into your gaming joysticks, like if you've got a headphone jack on like your Xbox, PS4, PS5, PS3, that sort of thing. Plug them into your TV if you're close enough to your TV. I think that would be kind of stupid because we all sit back from our TVs and that ain't gonna be long enough. But anyways, so aside from the short cable, which is a little bit annoying even for me because my speakers, I plug them actually into my Mackie CR3s, which are only about 3 feet away. So 3 foot 9 inches. Guess what? I'm struggling to use my mouse. The other ones, much longer cabling. You know, I mean, I love the color, and I love the fact that it's a silicone shielded cable. It's still built just as cheap in here, so you got to watch when you yank at these things because that could be bad. I've done that once. Didn't go so well, which is why I bought a second set, and I've learned to treat them much better now. But if you're looking for something as a cheap alternative to buying a really expensive set of headphones, especially for kids, kids wreck everything. I know, I got 3 of them myself. So you don't want to give them really expensive headphones, even for gaming with. Give them those. They work fine. You know, and if they go through 4 or 5 of these sets a year, that's only like 20, 24 bucks a year it's costing you instead of $100 or 2 or 3 or $400 at a pop, right? I know my father's a big time gamer on computers, and it's like he's pushing like almost 80 years old. He still won't give up games. And he buys expensive headsets, and he goes through at least 2, 3 Logitech kits a year. You know, he's pretty rough on his gear. You know, still, I mean, that's the Logitech. Good thing he doesn't buy Sennheiser. Jang. Anyways, Logitechs are expensive enough. But when you buy more expensive headphones, you do tend to get better quality build, and sometimes you actually get a little bit better sound quality too. But when you're thinking about gaming to me, you don't need high fidelity sound like a Sennheiser set or an AKG set or some other brand. These things work quite well at 20 hertz. You know, you do have actually somehow they've been able to figure out how to add extra bass into these, which works nice. It's lovely shooting an M16 or an Uzi, and you get that natural thud of a real gun and the bang sounds. They're really realistic sounding. So yeah, it's they do work great. Either set actually does, except the other set I have, which are the first Electras I reviewed. They're more of a they're a lot less bass, so it's a little bit more more mids, more trebles, less bass. These actually have a lot more bass, but they also have good mid and treble response, so you can still hear the guy creeping up behind you, whether he's walking in grass or on the sand or wherever. You can hear him coming. So either set is fine for that. But when it comes to cable length, though, for the gamer community, if you're gaming on a laptop, these would be perfect. If you're listening to music on an MP3 or phone or whatever, perfect. And they're a cheap investment too, you know, especially for kids. I'm no kid, but you know what? I also don't have a requirement to go spend hundreds of dollars or more on a set of headphones that I'm not using them all the time. I only use them when I, you know, don't want to disturb anybody. You know, and I also want that privacy of playing the game because I need to hear everything that even my main speakers won't deliver unless I have them up really loud, right? In which case, that can be a little annoying in the house to some other people. So yeah, I do tend to need headphones, and they do work. Either set works fine. But where do we put these things at? Well, they are from the dollar store. They are not the most expensive builds, but they do sound really good. Either set does. These are exceptionally good. I was playing actually Far Cry, my favorite game. I've beaten 85 million times now. I was playing them as an example to listen to these, and they're quite good. But if you're looking after your gear, you're not hard on your stuff, like I'm really not that hard on my stuff. I just broke one set by accident once of the other version. You know, they will do you a long time. And they do sound good. So, you know, for that purpose, I would say I'd put them at a 4 out of 5. I mean, they still got cheap wires in them. Don't get me wrong, okay? And they're not as comfortable as the other set, okay? So these ones aren't as comfortable on the head part over top, but on the ears, they're just as good, just as nice. Your ears do fit better in the other style, but like I said, a lot less bass response. And you need that bass response to mix with the rest of it so things blend properly. But for people who are hardcore gamers, who are going to be just torturing their headsets, I probably wouldn't recommend them because, you know, you guys would be going kind of like maybe 1 out of 5. You know, they're junk, they're garbage, they fall apart in 10 minutes. I hear the excuses. I get it, okay? But you know what? If you take care of your stuff, it takes care of you. And even hardcore gamers. There are a lot of them that take care of their gear very well. But there's also a lot that don't, just the same. We're all different people, right? So anyways, I would say, you know, for what I use them for generally and how often I use them, I know how long they're going to last because I've had this set now for, it seems like forever. It's my second set. Like I said, I kind of accidentally broke my first set. But even those, it was kind of like, well, you know, and I figured, you know, I've seen these extra base ones around for a while now, and I thought, why not? Let's try them out, check them out, and let you guys know what I think of them. Should you buy them? If you want them, yeah, give them a go. Just keep in mind, if you're on a laptop playing games, they're fine. If you're listening to music, they're fine. How loud can you go? I really don't know. And I don't really turn things up obnoxiously loud in my head because I like to keep my hearing intact. So, you know, it's very important I keep my hearing. But I'm sure they can go pretty loud because I did actually have them turned up about 3/4 on the volume. And they were pretty obnoxious, you know, so they can get quite loud and stay quite clean. So anyways, take it for what you will. It's up to you. If you want to buy them, buy them. If you don't, hey, don't matter to me. I'm just the guy here just telling you, you know, if they're, you know, worth buying or not. And I think in some aspects, yes. In other aspects, probably not a good idea. So it's just your choice in the end. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And don't forget, if you are interested in a set of these, check out your local dollarrama. I'm sure you'll find them there where I did. I checked Dollar Tree, and they don't carry stuff like this because it's Dollar Tree. Everything's like $1.50 or $1.25. But dollarrama for $4 Canadian, pretty good. Anyways, thanks and